Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at comparing two photos, one with a low ISO and one with a high ISO, but maintaining and trying to match the overall light by adjusting our shutter speed. In Photoshop, if we want to open up our images, I've already brought them onto my computer, but I can bring them in one at a time. This is my low ISO, and I can open up the other image in a separate tab for right now, just clicking and dragging it over to the next area. The difference between these is that the high ISO is going to have a graininess or pixelation, what is known as noise, on top of the image. And we'll get a better look as we get closer up. But if you ever want to find out information on a photo, you can always go up to File, down to File Info, and in our information I go to the camera data, in which I can see the exposure, the f-stop, the ISO, what you shot with, to be able to remember this information or prepare the information so we can do a comparison between two images. But now that I have my two images, I want to look to bring the other into the same document, and I can just use the move tool to click and drag it over and drop it onto my other. They match up pretty well. So now I'm going to get into doing a comparison between the two. To really do a comparison, we want to see a side-by-side representation. But before that, we're going to prep our document. I'm going to first look to unlock our background layer. With our background layer unlocked, I want to get into creating out samples to really see the separation of the two images with the noise, without the noise. So first I'm going to select on our layer 0, the background. I'm going to click over on the rectangle marquee tool to draw a box around a small area that will give me a detailed view of where we can see the detail, whether it's a smooth and accurate detail or the graininess on a high ISO. So just clicking and dragging over a small area in a square shape. With layer 0 selected, I'm going to hit Command or Control C, Command or Control V to paste and create a copy. And you see that it creates out a new layer in between the two. I'm going to rename this low ISO sample, and we'll get into scaling this later on. But what we want to do is actually now take a sample from our high ISO image. To maintain the same location of our selection, I'm going to hold down Command or Control on my keyboard and click on the low ISO sample. It puts the dotted line around the outside area. But we're going to be selected on layer 1. And again, I'm going to hit Command or Control C to copy and Command or Control V to paste. So that takes a sample from layer 1. And just to rename this, I'll have my bottom layer be ISO 100. And this is just a sampling. These may not be exactly for your photos, but at least you can get an understanding of how I'm going to separate out the images. And ISO 6400. With layer 2, I'll call this high ISO sample, just so they match up and they relatively make sense for you as you organize your files. Now that we have the two images, we want to do a comparison from left to right, where I'm going to put the low ISO image to the left, high ISO to the right. We first need to look to expand out our canvas size. Again, make sure that our background layer is unlocked. You can click on the little lock icon. And then I'm going to go up to Image, top navigation, canvas size. My document is quite large because I didn't cut down the file itself, but I'm going to duplicate out the width. So for 62, I'll knock it up to 124 and click OK. We see the transparency. What I'm going to look to do is now move the high ISO image to the right, making sure it goes to the edge of the document. and then grab the low ISO image and pull that to the left. You still will likely see that little square that we originally started with. And I'm going to look to move the low ISO image right below it, the sample. And we're going to select out both the high and the low at the same time so we can scale them and maintain consistency. So with both selected, I see the box around, the bounding box around the outside of the image. I can look to scale it up. Let it scale up naturally, maintaining the box shape. And based on where you have it or the size of your image, we can take up a substantial amount of space or reduce it as needed. I can see now that I've scaled it up, we can definitely see the grain of this image. And I know that this is the high ISO image. So I can maintain it there. And the low ISO image, I'm going to pull over to the left to kind of replicate and see the same thing on each side. And this is where we really see the difference between the high ISO and the low ISO. Over on the low ISO, it's smooth, it's more accurate on the subject, whereas it's more pixelated on this little area of the high ISO. To make it stand out in any way, if you wanted to, I can select out both. I'm going to look to, or select out one of the samples, and I'm going to apply a layer style of a drop shadow and a stroke. That way it just stands out from the background, giving a bit of separation from the actual image. With this, I'm going to look to move our drop shadow upward. Just create a little bit more distance and push out the size so it's more of a shadow. And then I'll add a stroke just for some separation. Just a little white line to give a separation so we're not confusing it with the image. And we can see that we now have a stroke around the outside. Rather than going through the same process again, I can right click on the high ISO image and hit copy layer style. Right click on the low ISO sample and paste layer style, and it applies directly onto that image as well. Finally, we want to list out the information for the photo that we have. I can go over to the type tool on the left side navigation. I'm going to click and drag to create out a text box along the bottom, or depending on where the location is for your image. Right now, the size of my font works pretty well. If I need to make any adjustments, I can change it at the top navigation. But for my information, I know it's manual. I can leave it as M on the information. And if you want to clear out the information, make sure to hit backspace to get rid of all the information first. So we have manual mode. We did 1/100th of a second for our shutter speed. Yours might be different. You might have shot with a lower or higher ISO or shutter speed. That is up to you to determine. I had a low f-stop. Actually, mine was f10. And then finally, I have my ISO, in which I can list out as 100 ISO. If you need more room, you can always expand this down or make this a little bit smaller. But it lists out the information. You're welcome to change the font as needed. And I'm also going to add in a drop shadow just so it stands out from the background from the image itself. So rather than doing it all over again, I can hold down Alt or Option, click and drag to bring this over to the right side as well. And I just want to make the modifications to my settings. The shutter speed needed a lot more light to it. I know that I shot with 1/1000th of a second. Shutter speed, or the ISO itself, 6400. And I maintain the f-stop for the image. So this gives us that comparison, seeing the graininess of the high ISO versus the original that is a lot smoother overall. And this gives us our final variation. So once I have this, I would look to save it as a JPEG or PNG, and then we can upload that onto the assignment. I hope this helps if you ever have to do a comparison between two photos. Have a great one. Like and subscribe.